Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, they're holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing, if you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a
Good morning. I hope everybody's doing well. Hi Martha, hi Vicky, hi John, Erica, William. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys. We have two really easy recipes that we're gonna make today. They're going to be delicious, I have a feeling. Barb, welcome. One of them is a viral recipe that my roommate sent me as a request. As a reminder, I am a personal chef to an asshole in his 40s. Yay! Thank you, Casey Carey. That's so sweet. What a perfect way to start a Monday. You're so sweet. Thank you. Anyways, this is a personal request from my client, the asshole in his 40s, who sent me an Instagram video of somebody making this, and I said, well, yeah, of course I can make that. So that's what we're making today. It is, I have all the details for you. The entire recipe, the calories, even the protein, you can imagine. So, but we're making two different recipes. One is in the Instant Pot and one is with the blender and the oven. And so we're gonna actually get these started before we get going with Court, just because they're really quick and easy and you can do them at home too. So because the Instant Pot takes longer, we will go ahead and get started with that. We're making steel cut oats. And this is a super easy recipe. Hi, Nigel. All you need is 1 cup of oats, and I put in 3 cups of water. 1 cup of these, and in your Instant Pot, this comes out. So, 1 cup of steel cut oats. Bill's here. Good job, Bill. We noticed. We're doing 3 cups of water. 1, 2, 3, and a bit. 3 and a bit. Then, no, you can't really see. Anyways, it looks like this. We pop it. Hi, Mike. How are you doing? Are you safe? This is a quick and easy recipe if you have power. Take a tiny bit of vanilla extract, pop that in, and a sprinkle of cinnamon. We're not going to put any dairy in this yet, and we're not going to put any sweetener. We're just putting flavor in it right now. So you're not safe. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, try and get safe. I don't know. So cinnamon, not too much because the flavor will be compounded. Same with the vanilla, but enough. And then I don't even stir that around. I just like schloog it around. Schloog it. If you know what I mean, jelly bean. Yes, this is what I mean. Oh, and a little bit of salt as well. Then, into the Instant Pot. This is my favorite part. Listen closely. It sings. So, the key factor with this is that this is the valve right here. This is the valve. And so when you want it to pressurize, you need it to face down. There's a joke in there about a dick somewhere. And then if you want it to vent, you can turn it either way. So when you want it sealing, you want it facing down. You're gonna put this on, make sure it's sealing, and then we're hitting manual, and it's going for 4 minutes. I told you, it's very quick. 4 minutes, and that's that. Ready to go. That recipe's done. That's not my weed humidor. Ooh, it'll beep at you. So it's gonna take about 10 minutes to get up to pressure, then it'll do 4 minutes at pressure, and then it will be, we'll do a manual release after 10 minutes. So that is the way that Instant Pot works, and that's it done. Literally, that's the recipe. Next is going to be the viral one that we saw on, that I got sent, requested by my asshole client. So lucky for me, I have a Food Ninja, or a Ninja blender, and we will take 1 cup of cottage cheese. Yuck, I know, I don't often buy cottage cheese, but again, this is a request. So 1 cup of this cottage cheese, fromage cottage. Actually, I like that better. Let's call this fromage cottage. We're gonna take 1 cup of fromage cottage, and ooh, fromage cottage, fromage cottage. It's French, hallelujah. Okay, 1 cup of fromage cottage is going into the, oh, so I gotta scoop it. It's not a pour up. Oh, okay. I've never used this before. I'm gonna be honest. This is 1 cup. I have to increase a little bit. Okay, that was 1 cup of fromage cottage. Now we put in 2 eggs. 2 eggs. Go away. So now we put in these 2 eggs. I'll break them into here first and then into there so that I don't get shells in them. Just in case. And the key to this is that you can't cook it longer, or blend it longer than 30 seconds. So we already have prepared our baking sheet with parchment paper. The plastic egg carton is from Costco. It's where the organic eggs come from. Costco has the plastic cartons. Regularly we have the cardboard, I guess you would call it. I don't know. So yeah, this is cottage cheese bread, or egg wraps, you could call it. So now we're also going to take a small amount of garlic powder. Just a titch of garlic powder. That's a titch. And a bit of that salt again. And we blend this for 30 seconds max. Otherwise it gets too foamy, which I believe. So you place this on the way that it goes, and you've used it so many times you already know. You don't even have to show that on camera. I fucking hate this blender. You saw this on an app. Yeah, see, Nigel, this has been shown. This is viral. We're doing viral things, guys. So let's just do a 10-second tidy before we blend it. We'll get rid of our eggshells and this thing into the garbage. We will put the eggs in the fridge and the cinnamon away. And then, so these are for, the raspberries are for, what's it called? The oatmeal, which is literally my breakfast. And then This is what I was planning on serving the egg wrap with. Spinach, tomato, and onion, and perhaps some tzatziki or hummus. I have both. So now we're going to blend this for a maximum of 30 seconds. Now I think we should start the timer. The timing seems really important. Also, can somebody 3D print me the little cover for this? I need that. I lost it. I will put it on. Somebody can, Cellulite Yoga Pants maybe can post the link. Or I might be able to post the link in the chat to the recipe. But it was, I think the guy called it cottage cheese bread. But hold on, I'll show you the video. This is the video that was sent to me. And then we'll get going with court. We've already done all the cooking. Oh, calm down. Calm down, Vanilla. Calm down, Vanilla. Anyways, I won't put the sound on because it'll ruin it, but this is the guy doing it in a much more cinematic way than me. Wow, look at that. There's the garlic salt. Or garlic. I did garlic powder and salt. There's the thing. So that's how we're going to come out. And then he's eating it. Way better than expected, he said. So that's the recipe I'm going off of. He has it in the description. It says 1 cup cottage cheese, 2 eggs, some garlic salt. He says Italian seasoning. I don't have that. Salt and add to blender. Blend for 30 seconds any longer and it gets too foamy. Then add to a baking tray with parchment and bake at 375, which my oven is preheated to. Shit. Like I know what I'm doing. And then use it as a wrap or on its own. It's got 46 grams of protein and 320 calories. Oregano and or thyme. I do have some oregano. He didn't put that in there though. I didn't see it in the video. I'm gonna leave it this time. We'll do it like this. Oh, do you hear that? This is now going to turn to time soon. So when you hear it making that sort of noise, that's it trying to push up the valve and come to pressure. Like I said, approximately 10 minutes to get this up to pressure. Now, the metal parts of this, top-wise, are very hot. You don't want to touch it. But it's not super duper hot over here. This is fine. It's going to get a little intense, and then if it works properly, as in all your valves are set properly and your seals are proper, then it'll stop and the timer will start. This is always a tense time for me because I worry about it actually going. So let's take 30 seconds and, or let's take 20 seconds. Let's do 20 seconds on the clock and I will blend this. Oh, please stop making the sound. 20 seconds on the clock. That's what she said. Come on. It's getting a little fierce now. You can hear it working. All right, here we go. 20 seconds on the clock and go. The best 20 seconds in a long time. You're still going. Why? Well, we now just take it and pour it here. Ooh, shit! It looks so good. Oh, I love it when it looks so white and creamy. So white and creamy. That looks great. I hope I don't spill any. That would be a shame. Okay. Oh, look! It thinks it's going. This is a bad sign, though. Just for Instant Pot users, you know what I mean. Anyways, let's put this in the oven. Naybell, this is going to be the viral cottage cheese bread or egg wrap that we're making. Also, I think my oats are failing right now in the Instant Pot. They'll be live later, Tin Man. They'll be live later. Timer, 25 minutes. Otherwise, Paisley will forget because we're going to be watching court. Now, let's judge some people, shall we? I think we should. Also, this is going to be done. I don't know what happened here, y'all. It should not be still valving, releasing whatever it's doing. It shouldn't be doing it, but I'm going to eat it anyways because it's my breakfast. That's what I am going to have for breakfast other than this coffee and possibly some of this egg thing depending on how it turns out. I'm pretty proud. We did that together, you guys. Court. Judge Bronlick today. Judge Bronlick had an appointment. It was at 12 noon. He wanted to cut things short, but the lawyers, they chatted forever. That's not even a lie. That's fucking true.
For Wednesday at 10:30.
Shut up.
My rec had adjourned both. We were waiting for CPS investigation.
And you can let him know. And we'll go from there. Don't go anywheres.
Oh, I'm here.
Okay.
And we are here. So this egg wrap that I'm making, you can like wrap it. I'm going to wrap it in these vegetables. I'm going to chop these up fine.
You call him and give me that so I can.
Do you guys think I should wilt the spinach?
Or you got the file.
It's a Dutch baby pancake. Oh. Well, I'm excited about that. Although cottage cheese was not cheap. So let's say you get 2 cups. Oh, Judge. Should I taste this?
Factory high, I'm just going to.
We're both parties here when we called the case.
Everybody's here.
Okay. For the record, this matter is before the court. The parties were scheduled to mediate with Mr. Walker in front of the court at 8:30 this morning. It's now 9:30. This hearing is being conducted via Zoom. President Attorney Ron Bruce representing the plaintiff Zachary Hyatt. Mr. Hyatt is present. Is Delana Denard, also known as Tori Johnson, present on audio?
Yeah.
Mr. Walker, have the parties reached an agreement this morning?
They have not, Your Honor.
Can we type, Mr. Walker, can you, I'm sorry, I had something this morning. I just walked in the door. Has there a paternity order been entered in this case, Mr. Bruce?
Yeah, yes, Judge.
All right.
I think we have an agreement
to put it off to October 23rd, all the motions that are pending.
No, we're gonna deal with those today. Well, I'm not gonna kick things down the street.
Oh,
Any
okay.
matters that are currently pending, we will deal with this morning.
Okay.
So this morning, we had also a plaintiff's motion for a show cause, providing printing time. That was scheduled for this morning. Is that correct?
It was.
Okay, and defendants filed a motion regarding parenting time. That's scheduled for Wednesday of this week. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so what else is there? There's another matter scheduled later in the month,
No.
right?
Your
So
Honor,
we're
I
gonna adjourn
did,
things.
I did meet
We're gonna-
with the parties before you took the bench. I do have a recommendation in your queue. I don't know if that will make any difference or not. But I did meet with the parties prior to you taking the bench.
One moment, please. I'll access the recommendation. So, Mr. Walker, was there a discussion between the parties regarding the plaintiff's motion for to show cause, alleged violation of parenting time?
Yes, Your Honor, that is what was
Argument make up
discussed.
Parenting time. What about the defendant's motion to modify parenting time? Is that addressed at all,
That
discussed?
was also addressed in the recommendation, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Walker. We're on the same page. I like to deal with things at the same time rather than kick them down the street. So one
But,
moment.
Your Honor,
This judge hates kicking things down the street, and if you want to know why, I will tell you why. Actually, if you're a member, you can go back and find out. Yesterday we did a members only where we reviewed a Michigan court annual report, including the financials. And I know that sounds a little bit boring, but it's in fact quite educational. And the reason I'm dancing is because I'm wearing these jeans that I haven't fit into before, and I'm very excited about it. And girl dad cooking up deliciousness, how are you? You always make such delicious looking food. I am trying my best. We are making, what is it? Cottage cheese egg bread. Oh, you guys, I have to listen. I'm getting a delivery today and they need a signature, these assholes. Oh, it's happening. Some stuff is happening in there. Anyways, so also, this has now finished, and the way that you can tell on your Instant Pot when it, oh, Carrie, Casey, Carrie, just tell yourself that you're not a fish. And apparently your hiccups will go away. Anyway, so on the Instant Pot, once it says L, that basically, what was that? What was that sound? I gotta go check really quick. I can't even take the time. Okay, it's not anybody outside. Y'all know that FedEx be pretending like they fucking knocked on the door and then they just drive away. It wasn't them. Allegedly FedEx, I take it back if that's not true, and I get it before 1 o'clock when I have to go to the gym. Anyways, so it's switched over here from manual to keep warm status, okay? And this will continue at this for 12 hours. Oh. Yay! Casey Carey. It worked? Oh my god. Wow. Apparently, I read something about that, and apparently it works. If you just tell yourself you're not a fish, you will not have hiccups anymore. I know. It's not working well for my the witch hunt about me. I'm proving that I am a witch. I'm a witch. I can get rid of your hiccups too, my pretty, once I make you an egg wrap with 46 grams of protein. Anyways, let's continue. And be oh, friend, we are so sad, but we are glad that you are here and we are with you. Oh, I wish I could give you a hug. I can give you this kind of hug. I love you, MB. I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry. I was just pretending to be a witch. If I was a witch and I had magic powers, I would really do good for it. I wouldn't just get rid of Casey Carey's hiccups, although that is pretty magical. And Drunk Beaver Productions is here too. Chef Paisley, yes, I'm here. And these are magic egg wraps. Yes, that's true. Like I said, 46 grams of protein. But MB, we're here for you. Whatever you need, let us know. Right now, Judge Grumpy he's pissed off. If you want something quite boring, yesterday I went through the annual report of one of the courts. I found it interesting, and you might too, but okay.
My recommendation does adjourn both things to October 23rd due to a possible ongoing CPS investigation.
Well, CPS investigations take months and months. I mean, unless we were pretty sure it's going to be a final resolution of the investigation by that date.
No, Your Honor, the issue is one party is stating that there's a CPS investigation. The other party is stating that there may not be. They have not been contacted by CPS at all. The adjournment was simply to find out if there is an actual CPS investigation and to provide proof of that.
Right. Okay, with respect to Mr. Hyatt's motion for to show cause, alleged violation of parenting time. The recommendation of Mr. Walker is that parenting time continue as previously ordered, and the parties appear before the court for review on October 23rd, 10:30. So the defendant can provide proof of an ongoing CPS investigation and police investigation. It's also recommended that defendant's motion to modify parenting time be rescheduled from October 9th to October 23rd at 10:30 a.m. Mr. Bruce, are you aware of a CPS investigation? Has your client been contacted by law enforcement or CPS?
He has not been contacted by either.
He's been contacted by no one? I'm sorry, I missed the last part of your response.
He has not been contacted by either CPS or the sheriff's department.
Okay. All right, Mr. Walker, is your office aware of any ongoing CPS investigation?
Our office.
Oh, MB, that is so sweet. MB, I haven't set up the fucking thing, Paisley. You're dumb. MB writes, my mom was amazing and made every person she came in contact with feel loved and special. She never judged, just loved. She was also brave, strong, and incredibly smart, and she taught for 35 years. Wow. That is such an amazing legacy, MB, and I'm so thankful that we get to hear about it. I know it's been hard in the last couple years, but I am sure that you have so many amazing memories of her, and I'm really thankful that we get to hear some of them from you. So, but I feel for you. Sad. Okay, keep going, Paisley, or else you're gonna cry ugly.
Does not have any information regarding either one, Your Honor.
All right. So I'm sorry, Miss Denard or Miss Johnson, what's your legal name? Is it Denard or is it Johnson?
Denard.
All right, Miss Denard, what is the nature of the CPS investigation?
Due to neglect and abuse during his parenting time.
Oh, what's Mr. Bruce, is your client still being denied parenting time?
Yes, Judge, he had 2 visits. They were cut off and he hasn't had any since.
All right, what's the nature of the investigation, Miss Denard?
Because Rose was denied food both times that she was there, and the second time she was returned back covered in bruises and crying because she was hungry and was denied food. She also was completely soaked in her own urine, which just showed how scared she was because she's 4 and fully potty trained, and ended up getting a bloody nose from crying so hard just moments after she was handed over at the end of his parenting time.
How long was this parenting time? Sorry, we gotta bring. First of all, this is what I think I'm gonna put in the egg wrap. It's roasted potatoes from last night that I spiced heavily. The onions, tomatoes, and spinach. How long is the parenting time for this 4-year-old child? First of all, denied food is such a difficult one for toddlers and young children. A kid can come back hungry from a place and claim they were never fed, but they've been given ample opportunity of food, lots of different things. That's a difficult one. And the fact that she led with denied food versus she was bruised all over her body, like, wouldn't that be the more concerning problem there as opposed to denied food? I hear another truck. But you know what I'm saying? Anyways, the whole point, and children can be picky, and children can be difficult, but this seems like seems difficult. Again, how long are these parenting times that this child has now been denied food? So many questions, so few answers, and Judge he's on tilt today. It's a Monday for him too, even in Michigan. And he had an appointment in the morning and he has an appointment at noon. He's, I think, really rushed today.
Okay, I'm sorry, if I understand you, the child's returned, was soaked in urine and had a bloody nose and was dirty and not been fed?
Correct. And had bruises all over her arms.
How do you know the child was not fed?
Because she stated over and over again that she was hungry and he wouldn't let her eat. And when I asked him what he ate, he said that he supposedly wasn't hungry.
Okay, we're a 4-year-old child. The child's hungry one moment, not hungry the next. Certainly does not appear to be a basis for a criminal complaint to law enforcement. And if it was, they would have contacted Mr. Hyatt by now. Mr. Hyatt, have you had any contact by protective services?
None at all, Your Honor.
Right. Mr. Nard, if the CPS was taking this seriously, they would have filed an action probate court to protect the child, or they would have contacted Mr. Hyatt by now. Mr. Bruce, have you tried to contact CPS to find out what the status of the investigation is?
Haven't heard anything back from CPS. Filed a FOIA request with the Sheriff's Department. They just said it was ongoing.
Okay, in the meantime, Ms. Denard is denying parenting time. Is that correct?
Correct, Judge. She, I believe, sent a text to my client indicating that she wouldn't be providing any additional parenting time, and that is occurred.
Right. Ms. Denard, you cannot unilaterally deny parenting time. You must petition this court for an order to withhold parenting time. You just can't unilaterally decide on your own. Well, I think the child's being mistreated or not properly raised or not properly fed. You need to present that to the court to decide.
Miss Donna Orlando Chiquita, happy belated birthday to you. Are you going to be safe in this upcoming hurricane we're hearing about? We miss you so much. Thank you for gifting. I'm baking an egg wrap. You might actually like this, I'm thinking, Miss Donna. It's got we've got cottage cheese and egg, and we whipped it up in the blender. We're baking it, and it's a wrap. I know, everyone's panicking, hey? Oh dear. Is there anything to do about it? That's the question. Is there anything to do about it, or is it all to do about nothing? And I'm gonna put this in the egg wrap. I'm actually getting more and more excited about this as I talk about it. But I guess the good news is this is a quick recipe. Also, we have now reached past 15 minutes on our Instant Pot, so there's no natural pressure anymore. Even if I release it, you see there's nothing coming out. And that means I can open it and stir and serve my oatmeal, which I will do next. Although I now want to eat the egg wrap. I want to eat the egg wrap. Probably will do both. Okay. Let's continue with Judge. This lady's in the wrong, unfortunately. You gotta follow custody orders, ma'am. Judge is not gonna be happy.
Side that. So can, do you have any, when did you make the CPS report?
The CPS report was done on September 11th.
Okay, that's
At the
almost a
same-
month. Right, at this time, Ms. Denard, the court's gonna order reinstatement of parenting time as previously ordered. Mr. Bruce, do we need to talk about the makeup parenting time?
Please, Judge, I think, it's probably missed six visits at this point.
All right, Mr. Bruce, have you've responded to Ms. Denard's motion to modify parenting time, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Denard, we're going to address your motion for parenting time. Again, there needs to modify parenting time, there needs to be change of circumstances. The court is not convinced there's a change of circumstances. You know, obviously a 4-year-old child that maybe had an accident and might have smelled some urine, it's not a basis to take that child away from a parent and they're not parenting time. Mr. Bruce, does your client have any response to how the child had apparently a bloody nose when the mother picked up the child?
He denies all the allegations, Judge.
And Your Honor, she was fed both times that we had her. The first time she ate mac and cheese. The second time she had the Uncrustables peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and she ate 3 of them.
All right, Ms. Denard, anything you want to add on your motion regarding parenting time? The court's going to address that this morning. We're not going to wait for CPS reports. If in fact this matter was significant, we would have reports by now. You would have some documentation. We have no proof other than your self-serving allegations.
In
Mr.
light of
Denard, do you want
this,
to add anything to your motion?
yes, I request that the supervision be changed from being supervised by Jen Hart to being supervised by Family Counseling Services in Monroe.
Well, unfortunately, it's a waiting list, and the court does not believe we need supervised parenting time. The court knows Mr. Salinger withdrew as the attorney for Ms. Denard. Mr. Bruce, what is your client's current parenting time?
I think it's Wednesday and Saturday for, is it 4 hours?
5 to 8 o'clock, so 3.
5 to 8.
So there's no overnights right now, is that correct?
Correct, Judge.
Okay, and who does Mr. Hyatt reside with?
Oh, and I'm fucking shocked why CPS didn't investigate when you called and said he's depriving her food. Oh, really? How long does he have her? 3 hours? Ma'am. You literally undercut yourself. It's undercutting yourself when you do that. So, you can see the oatmeal's done. That's the steel cut oats, which is healthier apparently for you, or better. Anyways. And then I put in a little bit of brown sugar. If I was not working so hard at the gym, I would also put cream in here. But it's fine without it. When you make this recipe, you may want to do it either a little less water. I mean, I like this amount of water, this sort of watery, this consistency. Oh, the cinnamon is already in it, Wahoo. I put it in beforehand, so it's quite cinnamony. But very good. Very good. And this is quite healthy for you. Well, I don't know. My 90s brain from the food pyramid says this is healthy, but who knows in reality. Also, 1 minute left. Oh my god. You guys, I think it's fucking turning out. I think it's actually gonna work. I gotta go look at what they looked like again so that I can see. I'm gonna try and match it right up. Okay, let's get going.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Jennifer Hart. I reside with her. We are going to be married by the 18th or 19th of this month.
Okay, is she present when you have parenting time, Mr. Hyatt?
Yes, every single time.
Okay, you have any objection that she be present, if the court orders that she be present at any reinstated parenting time?
Until the 4th of November, because she starts working for dispatch, so it's going to be hard with her schedule changing during training.
Okay,
So until the 4th of November, that's when she starts, Your Honor.
I mean, Judge, my client works for the fire department. His fiance, is a healthcare worker. I really don't think the child is at risk at his house. Both of them have to undergo background checks. Jenna's fiance just got hired at the sheriff's department. They did a background check of anyone who resides in the house, which I would think if there was a pending criminal case against Mr. Hyatt, that would have came up.
all right, Ms. Denard, anything else you want to add to your motion? Are you still there,
No,
Ms.
but-
Denard?
Yes, I'm still here. And
Anything else you want to add to your motion?
I don't know enough about the law to add anything else.
All right, well, there's not sufficient evidence, there's no sufficient alleged change of circumstances to warrant a modification of parenting time, so the court's going to deny your motion that's scheduled for Wednesday of this week. No need to come back on Wednesday, because the court at this time will enter an order denying your motion to modify parenting time. Parenting time will continue as previously ordered. The court's going to reserve make-up parenting time, because we'll give you a chance to get those CPS reports. We're going to reserve make-up parenting time, but we want to get parenting time back on track right now. And Mr. Bruce will reserve your request for how many 6 days of make-up parenting time?
Please.
Okay, so we'll reserve the plaintiff's request for 6 days of make-up parenting time, but parenting time will continue as previously ordered. So we need to talk about the exchanges before there was confusion about the daycare facility.
These are not grits. I don't even know what you would make grits out of, but maybe I should try making them, Mikey. I hope you're feeling better. I have heard grits are great. This is actually very easy instant pot potatoes or instant pot fucking oatmeal, steel cut oats, and we have our, oh my god, it's perfect. You guys, it looks perfect. Oh, it's insane when a recipe from the internet actually works. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Okay? I'm amazed.
Make it real clear where Mr. Hyatt will pick up the minor child for his parenting time, and that will start this week, Ms. Denard. You can still get your CPS reports, bring them before the court, and if there's some merit, we'll look at that further, but the court is not convinced this child is in danger.
Your Honor.
Yes, parenting time will be every Saturday and Wednesday, 5 to 8 p.m. So we'll start on Wednesday. So where will Mr. Hyde pick up the minor child on Wednesday, Ms. Denard? At daycare, kinder care?
Yes. Yes, it's
Okay.
the KinderCare on Middle Belt.
Okay, there's more than one KinderCare facility. There was confusion in the past. And Mr. Hyde, do you know where your daughter's at? Which KinderCare facility?
Yes, it's in Farmington Hills, which is an hour and 6 minutes away, but for now, that's what we have to do, so I can spend time with her.
Okay, Ms. Denard, you do not live in Monroe County, is that correct?
I do, however, I work and all of her extracurricular activities are in the Farmington Hills area.
Okay,
Our original plan was to move to Farmington Hills. We only moved to Monroe temporarily while my house was being finished the closing process. And then
Okay.
I got stuck here because of the ex parte order.
well, perhaps it does not make sense for the parties to drive that far and to have your daughter spend that much time in the car driving back to Monroe. Is Mr. Hyatt's work schedule such that they can have, perhaps we can modify this parenting time for more during the day? Rather than mom driving the child all the way to Farmington Hills for daycare?
The previous hearing, I said that I could watch her during the day because I'm home during the day.
Okay. Right about that, Mr. Denard, rather than on Wednesday, rather you drive all the way, obviously you have to drive to Farmington Hills, but makes no sense to drive your daughter there early in the morning when dad could pick her up at your home or you can meet at the sheriff's department before you leave for
Then
work.
I would request that it be at the sheriff's department if possible.
Right. What
If
about
we-
that, Mr. Denard?
if it's changed to the sheriff's department, then there's absolutely no way that I would be able to pick her up because, as I explained, my work and my other child and everything in our lives is in Farmington Hills. That was
But you
why I
live in Monroe,
originally
though.
suggested.
Do you live
Yes,
in
and
Monroe or Farmington Hills?
I live in Monroe. However, my
Okay.
job and everything else in our lives is in Farmington Hills. I only live in Monroe temporarily while I had to start the process for buying my house all over again because of the ex parte order that was previously put in place that stated that I had to remain in Monroe County.
You don't have to live in, there's nothing that requires you to live in Monroe County.
That was what was put into the original ex parte order. That is the only reason that we are in Monroe. The first court documents that I received stated that I had to remain in Monroe County. And that reset
No, it
my
says you shall
entire
not, says you should not move out of Monroe County with the child. You can live out of Monroe County, just the child cannot.
and I'm her primary. She's lived with me her entire life. If I move out of Monroe County, then I don't understand what you're saying.
Okay, well, this order does not prohibit you from moving. It just says the child shall not be removed from Monroe County.
Right.
We did have an attorney when we had a hearing on that August 22nd. That was not modified or addressed. So I should have contact an attorney. But you can certainly move out of there. It's just that it's gonna require modification of parenting time. So at this point in time, the court's gonna reinstate parenting time. We're gonna reserve 6 days and make up parenting time for dad. The question is, what time do you leave Monroe to go to Farmington Hills on Wednesday mornings?
I'm usually there by 6:30 in the morning, but I'm leaving Monroe at 5 a.m.
Okay, so you're waking up this 4-year-old at what, 4:30 in the morning?
Yeah, that is our typical routine. That's why she, before this parenting time, would go to bed around 6:45.
Okay, so what do you propose? It probably makes sense. Why can't dad pick up your daughter here in Monroe before rather than transfer her all the way for half a day in Farmington Hills? And you can pick her
Because
up when you
then
come back from work.
Then that would mean the entire day being spent there.
What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that is a continued pattern of mistreatment towards her.
Well, but but there's no proof of that, Ms. Denard. There's no proof of that mistreatment. So you need to track down, you need to make calls and get those CPS reports if you think there's mistreatment, because the court's going to order immediate reinstatement of parenting time, where I'm just trying to determine the best time for your daughter, and keeping in mind your work schedule, Mr. Hyde's work schedule.
Was that a question to me, Your Honor? I didn't hear the last part.
The court's concern is the welfare of your daughter, and of course, the court's gonna take into consideration your schedule, Mr. Hyde, and that of Miss Denard's.
Yep. During the day, I have no obligations. I'm paid on-call volunteer firefighter, so I can change my schedule as needed.
Don't you have to be available for a fire, sir?
Okay, Mr. Bruce, what does your client propose? What are you proposing? I'm gonna talk to Mr. Walk for 5 minutes. If you can agree upon parenting time, so be it. If not, I'm just gonna make that decision. So, but the court's denying the plaintiff's defense motion to modify parenting time. We're gonna reinstate parenting time forthwith. We're not gonna adjourn this matter. Court is not convinced that this child is being mistreated or is in danger. It's just a question of what's best for the respective parties' work schedules. Maybe if the week during the week is too difficult, maybe we do, I don't know. Miss Denard, do you have any days off during the week, or do you drive to Farmington 5 days a week?
No, I work Monday through Friday. That was why in our first hearing I suggested the weekend, because
Okay.
that is when
What time do you get back into Monroe in the evening?
usually back by around 6 o'clock.
What time does your daughter go to bed? 8?
7:45.
Well, the clerk, I think maybe we do dad's parenting time maybe in the evening, 6 to 8, and then on Saturdays. What about that, Mr. Denard, Mr. Hyatt?
Sounds good to me.
Saturday, I think he's got 5 to 8 now.
Yeah, 5 to 8.
So we'll leave this area as 5 to 8. What about Wednesday? Rather than dad drive all the way to Farmington and bring her all the way back? What about 6 to 8 here in Monroe? Can you be back with the child back to Monroe, the sheriff's department, 6 o'clock, Miss Denard?
I do have a follow-up question. What would be the process be for once we do actually move into the house that I'm buying and we're not in Monroe County? Is the court requiring that she stays here? Because if that's the case, then I have to, again, change the plans of moving into our house.
No, we'd have to modify parenting time. So and if you and the father of the child cannot agree, then this court will make those decisions. But we have to, obviously, if you're moving to Farmington Hills, we need to modify parenting time. It's a lot of driving for your daughter, but then you maybe meet halfway and give dad some more expanded time. So we're not back and forth every day.
Yes, that was my concern, because as you can see from the documents that I submitted, the plan to move to Farmington Hills was initiated back in June. This has been in the works for months, and this parenting situation in court has been the only thing that's changed that.
Well, maybe you need to communicate with Mr. Hyatt. Maybe the two of you need to talk.
That would be fine with me if she wants to talk to me through the app. And also, she didn't move to Michigan until the 2nd of July. So, and she had never stated any of that to us until she got a new job out in Southfield.
All right, so can you get your daughter back here by 6 o'clock then on Wednesdays, Miss Denard?
Yep, I sure can.
All right, so dad's parenting time will be every Wednesday, 6 to 8. Then meet at the sheriff's department, both times. Now we'll start this Wednesday. That's October 9th, 2024. In addition to every Wednesday, dad will have parenting time every Saturday from 5 to 8. That was the prior time, correct, Mr. Bruce? 5 to 8?
Correct.
I'm sorry?
And it is still supervised, correct, Your Honor?
No, there's no requirement. There'll be, yeah. It says Jennifer shall be present during your parenting time. Unless, at least until we get this CPS investigation behind us. And
Okay.
Mr. Hyde, you may want Mr. Bruce is obviously taking the initiative, trying to track down those reports. And Mr. Bruce, you can petition to modify, eliminate that supervision if in fact the CPS pulls out of their investigation.
Will do.
So the other conditions, that in terms of the August 29th order of this court shall continue, the party shall use AppClose for all communication. I presume, Mr. Hyde, you've already provided pictures of every room in your house to Mom, is that correct?
He
I
did.
did.
On that, all right. So, so we're not going to pick up at daycare. We're going to pick up at the sheriff. We're going to exchange at the sheriff's office.
All right. And also, Your Honor, can I request that she shows proof of her activities on the weekends, because she states that she's very busy during the weekends. So that's why we couldn't have more time.
Well, you can ask her that, use AppClose for that communication, ask for her activities or schedules on those weekends. If in fact you want to expand parenting time, Mr. Hyde, Mr. Bruce can petition the court. I suggest you do that once we get the CPS investigation behind us.
Okay.
So again, the defendant mother's motion regarding parenting time, it's not real clear what she wanted other than simply terminate it, deny it, or required to be supervised. With Family Confidential Services, that's denied. The hearing for October 9th is vacated from this court's docket. I believe that was scheduled for 10:30 a.m. And parenting time will continue as previously ordered. Wednesdays will be from 6 to 8. Saturdays, 5 to 8. Exchange at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office.
Judge, would we get
Anything
a
further?
review as well? I mean, my whole purpose of the original review date was hopefully to expand his time today. He wasn't expecting it to be cut off. Could we get a review in a couple weeks?
Well, let's make sure we get the CPS reports. We're going to have those by 23rd in 2 weeks. Mr. Bruce, probably unlikely.
Well, I think we would know if there is an active case by then.
All right.
It seems unlikely. Seems unlikely that they have an ongoing case.
The court will review parenting time October 23rd, 10:30 a.m. for the benefit of both parties.
Sounds good.
For me, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Walker, if you can modify your rec, please. Parenting time shall be reinstated forthwith. Starting this Wednesday, October 9th, 6 to 8, Sheriff's Department exchanges, as well as every Saturday, 5 to 8. Defendant's motion to modify parenting time is denied. Court will reserve the plaintiff's request for 6 days to make a parenting time. We'll review parenting time on both sides, October 23rd, 10:30. So, Ms. Denard, if you are adamant about restricting dad's parenting time, you need to get those CPS reports and come back with some proof on October 23rd, okay?
Okay, thank you.
And the court would suggest to be talk about modified parenting time. If you want to get on with your life and you want to move up there, again, it's going to, but if it's, again, you need to talk to an attorney. If you're moving more than 100 miles away, you need to, the consent of the court. I don't know how many miles Farmington Hills is away.
It's less than 100. It's only
I'm sorry?
roughly 60. The house we're
Okay.
trying to move into is only about 60 miles away.
Okay, but it's going to require modification of parenting time. So there'd be longer periods of time with dad down Monroe, just so you're aware of that. So, and the require more travel for both of you. I mean, obviously, you're choosing to move up there. It's going to obviously result in changes for both you and Mr. Hyde and your daughter. Right, anything further than this morning, Mr. Bruce?
No, Judge, thank you.
Ms. Denard, anything further?
I'd like to ask for clarification on something.
Go ahead.
When it comes to the verification of her weekend activities, am I required to provide details on the location of such?
No, it's just a simple common sense communication. I mean, you gotta work with each other's schedules in terms of what's best in terms of parenting time.
Okay, thank you.
So, but two of you need to start communicating, otherwise life's gonna be very difficult for both of you. Right, so again, Mr. Nard, the hearing for Wednesday, 10:30, that's vacated, but we will come back and review parenting time for both sides, October 23rd, 10:30. Make sure the front of the court has your current mailing address, so they get copies of all these orders. In fact, why don't you state what's your current mailing address for the record?
Currently,
Mr. Walker, were we able to capture that, Mr. Bruce, for future mailing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Judge.
All right, that'll conclude this matter. Everyone can zoom out. Have a good rest of the day. And do comply with this order, Mr. Nard, so make sure your daughter's down here at Monroe at 6 o'clock for Dad's parenting time on Wednesday.
okay, will do.
All right, everyone can zoom out. That'll conclude this matter.
Wow, what?
Your Honor, I should have that updated recommendation in your
No.
queue shortly.
Do your work on your own time. We are on my showtime right now. So we finished up our oatmeal. Good job, Paisley. And this came out lovely. You saw it come out of the oven, and it didn't come off the parchment as easily as I would like, but I split it up into two. So this one, you can see, yeah, I'm handling it. That's the way it is. It's like a wrap almost, and then I'm gonna put all these items in the middle. So some potatoes, some spinach, some tomato, some onion. I'm gonna put some tzatziki in there as well, and that's gonna be lunch. But this will make two, double the vegetables, but I'll make two with the wraps. So, and it tastes like it's actually very good. It's got a really good flavor. I would totally recommend doing that recipe. It's really easy. Low in calories, high in protein for all you gym bros out there. And yeah, I have to wait around my damn house for this delivery to come, but I will be around on I'll be watching We Gotta Chase in a little bit. So come on down and say hello. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day as I try and fix my shirt, which I can't do. Anyways, thanks again for being here. I hope that thanks again, Orlando Chiquita and Casey Carey. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I think I'll be back tonight, but it'll be late. If so, because I have another dinner to do. But anyways, I'll let you guys know. Remember that I love you, I